I am Tian Satoy. I'm from Hexagon Electrical, company manufacturing electric motors, transformers, switchgear for the mining industry mainly. Well, I started the company about 18 and a half years ago. Always been in the motor business, been in the transformer business since I left the army. So that's my passion. That's what I enjoy doing. I've always been around in the industry. I was never in the market to sell. Benchmark approached me and they asked me if I would be interested in selling the company. And my approach was exactly that. The company is not necessarily in the market. However, if you come along and you bring me somebody who are really interested in the company, that can bring business to the company, then we will have a look at it. I think a cold canvas from Benchmark to see if I would be interested in selling the company. Well, I must say, from the beginning, Johan came to me, who represented Benchmark, and he said, well, if you are interested, we will then look into the market and see if there's anybody really interested in the business. And I think from the day one that him and the lady that worked with him came to our offices. There were about 3 or 4 people at the time, sat around the table, had the discussions. After I sold the company, I said at the meeting that we had, I think that Benchmark was very professional, the way that they approached us, and the way that they made appointments to bring people into the company to have a look, who might have been interested. You know, when you sell a house and you've got a 12 million rand house and they bring somebody, with no disrespect, they bring somebody with a little VW and say, okay, these people are interested in buying your house. You know they haven't got the money. This was completely different. 90% of the people that came to us or that was brought to us were large companies looking for some diversity. Not once can I say that there was somebody that came in here that I thought, I'm actually wasting my time. And I think the selection of the prospects were very good. And every time before that would happen, confidentialities were signed, non-disclosures were signed, and I was informed properly of what is going to happen and who might be visiting us. Well, let's go a little bit back. I think Monsi was one of the first companies that came to see us. At the time, they were very interested, they were very keen, and like I said to everybody else, if you can't bring business to the company, thank you for looking at the company, but I'm not interested. I believe at the time they had a lot of potential to come into the company and to bring us business from elsewhere where we're weren't in at that time. They came in, they had a look at the company. They were busy with another company through Benchmark. At the time, they decided to buy the other company, and it was left alone. Subsequent to that, we had about 5 different companies, large companies, that had a look at us. One specific company I was very excited about. They were also busy with some big project that they were buying another company, and it didn't happen. So about 2 years ago, Johan came to me and he says, Monsi is interested again. And I said to him, not a problem, let's talk to them. And they came in, we had the discussions, and it just worked from day one. Everybody was happy with what was put on the table. And what I appreciated from Benchmark side is that although they had the buyer, they were looking after the seller. The price when we negotiated the first time and the price that we sold it for eventually was like 45% difference in price. It went up in 5 years' time, in 4 years' time, it went up by 45%. So not only because of Benchmark, but also the company was performing well, was doing well, and we sat around the table, me, Johan, and the lawyers, and we said, okay, what's the worth of the company now? From Benchmark side, I didn't have to do anything. They arranged for lawyers, they arranged for documentation, everything was done by Benchmark. So I didn't have to run around to lawyers or find lawyers. And also the lawyers that they recommended is a lady called Sarah. I'm sure she does a lot of work for you. I'm not promoting Sarah, not at all. But the work that she's done was excellent. And we went through all the documentation, and at the end of the day, it just worked out for everybody. The business hasn't changed because Monty, and we had the agreement, I will stay on with the company for another 3 years. They opened some doors for us as far as the business is concerned, and we had some targets to meet, obviously. This year, we double what our target was so far. By the end of February, we will be on double our target for the year. They didn't bring the work, but they opened the doors for us to be able to go and punt for the work and make sure that the company actually grows. They also are currently busy with business in Uganda, in Ghana. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but yeah, they are diversifying out of the country into Uganda, and where they will open a company like this in both those countries. So I think not only for us, but also for them, it was the right decision. When you go on holiday, where do you go to? To a place where you enjoy whatever you're going to do. And that's why they've asked me, why are you not going on holiday? I said, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I've got my little farm, we go there on weekends. Nothing has changed. I'm still as committed, and I think my management team as well, because they are the backbone of the company. We are as committed as we were before Monty actually bought the business. In my life, nothing has changed. Maybe I've got some money in the bank, but the rest of my life hasn't changed. If I have a call from Benchmark today, I don't think anything will change. If I have to redo it, I will do exactly what we've done. If anybody comes to me and says, I would like to put my company onto the market, Benchmark will be the first guys that come to mind. The way it was handled, I didn't have to run around. When we had visitors or brought by Benchmark, I knew that would be potential buyers and not somebody that just come and have a look to see what the hell is going on. So yes, anytime if somebody wants to sell their company, I would recommend Benchmark anytime.